just sue me. It's really simple. If the things I have said is a lie, take me to court, because I can prove that you're lying. That's a PSA. Okay? Because, baby, you don't want to write any checks you can't cash. Because you know the court documents don't lie. And the proof I have, even about the stuff that's not in court, would legit bury you.
Hey guys, today is Claudine Petrie, aka Dee Dee Blanchard's anniversary date of her unaliving. Unfortunately, she did pass away today by the hands of her own daughter and her daughter's boyfriend. I will be saying a prayer specifically for the Petrie family and for Miss Claudine, aka Dee Dee. Dee Dee was the youngest of 6 children from her brothers and sisters. She grew up in Lafourche Parish along the bayou in Louisiana. She was a tight-knit Creole Cajun woman / young girl. All her old high school friends would say that she was a great friend. She was always thinking of others. She was very kind. When she got older, her neighbors, family, friends, etc. would say that she was always willing to run errands for other people and made homemade cookies for people, delivered Christmas cards every year. She was just always thinking of other people. So like I said, today I'm going to have her in my thoughts and prayers for sure.
Ask yourself, and I'm talking to you, Nina. I'm talking to you, Morbid. I'm talking to Ash True Trippy. I'm talking to Conspiracy. I'm talking to every single creator that has ever made gypsy content. Ask yourselves, do you really believe the stuff that y'all put out? Is it worth the temporary monetary gain that y'all get? I mean, sometimes I feel like I'm the only one that is sane.
All right, besties, grab your popcorn and get comfy because we need to have a real talk about Gypsy Rose Blanchard. She's been all over the place since her release, playing the victim, the influencer, the advocate. Pick a lane, girl. And now she's suddenly the moral authority on cyberbullying? Oh, please. Let me just say, I know some of y'all are side-eyeing this whole thing like, why are we still talking about her? She's just craving attention. And yeah, you're not wrong, but here's the thing. Gypsy doesn't get to dictate the narrative unchallenged. She wants everyone to shut up, stop criticizing her, and just let her control the story. But nah, bestie, that's not how this works. If she's gonna put herself out there, she doesn't get to cry foul when people have opinions. So, she drops this super serious video, right, all solemn-faced, like she's about to drop some wisdom on the toxicity of the internet. Meanwhile, that handwritten sign taped to her door is sending me, like, is this a PSA or a middle school project? But okay, let's humor her. She starts preaching about online harassment, about how cruel people are, how she's just trying to live her life. Babe, where was this energy when you leaked Ryan Anderson's medical records? Let's not forget. Last month, she was airing out her ex's private health info like it was gossip at a sleepover. But now she's the victim? The hypocrisy is staggering. You don't get to weaponize personal info when it suits you, then turn around and demand sympathy because people are mean online. And let's talk about her selective outrage. She's calling out YouTubers and TikTokers. Fair, some of them are messy. But she's fine with the media attention when it paints her as a redeemed survivor. She did interviews, documentaries, even a whole Lifetime series. But now that the narrative isn't fully in her favor, suddenly everyone's a bully? Here's the tea. Gypsy has always been calculating. From the Munchausen by proxy survival to the Nick Godigian case to now, she knows how to work a story. And look, I'm not saying she hasn't been through hell, but that doesn't give her a free pass to play victim in every scenario while dishing out the same toxicity she claims to hate. So yeah, I'll keep talking about it. Because holding people accountable, even when they've had a tragic past, matters. And if she really wants to move on, maybe she should stop feeding the drama she claims to despise.
I think in the general message of this video, I really want people to understand that just because you have an opinion and you don't like someone, it's totally okay to just keep it to yourself, and it's totally okay to have a voice as long as you keep it respectful. You can say to me or anyone else, you know what, I agree to disagree. Let's just agree to disagree. And that is 100% okay. What is not okay is calling someone out of their name, Gossip, slander, lies, that is not okay. That is, that's detrimental to someone's mental health. And at the end of the day, you just don't know how you are affecting someone's reputation.
Oh, let's talk about this because the irony is just too much. Gypsy Rose is out here acting like the victim of some massive cyberbullying conspiracy, but let's not forget, she was the one who aired Ryan Anderson's private medical info like it was some kind of gossip column tea. And for what? To drag him? To make herself look better? Either way, it was messy. It was cruel. And now she wants to lecture us about online toxicity. The audacity is staggering. Like, think about it. Ryan's medical history was nobody's business. Not yours, not mine, not the internet's. But she made sure to weaponize it, and now she's clutching her pearls because people are calling her out? Please. And let's not even get started on the Nina situation, allegedly getting someone fired because they dared to have an opinion. But sure, she's the one being victimized here.
Their livelihood, their the way their kids view them, the way their sister, brother, family members view them. It is 100% accountability on your part to make the first step. So you have that power, I have that power, we all have that power.
But didn't Gypsy Rose do this not too long ago? I mean, a month ago or less? She put Ryan Anderson's personal medical information out there, that he's on mat therapy. She said a lot of things that could potentially cost him his job. Schmeiber BE'd him and threatened him, and once again, humiliated him. And I see clapback after clapback from GRD. She's even received multiple warnings from TikTok because of this behavior. Even her PO has talked to her regarding this behavior. So it's really hard to take anyone seriously when they've done the things that they're preaching against.
And here's the thing, when she whines about cyberbullying, where's the proof? Because last I checked, someone called me a mean name in the comments isn't exactly a federal case. Meanwhile, she's out here actually doing harmful things. Spreading private info, targeting people, playing the victim while dishing out way worse. But according to her, she's the one being wronged? Nah, she's got this whole speech about how nasty comments don't count as cyberbullying. Okay, fair, but then why is she acting like every critical comment is some vicious attack? Oh right, because it's easier to play the martyr than to admit she's just as messy as the people she's complaining about. And let's be real, if someone actually threatened her, you know she'd be posting receipts left and right. But she's not, because deep down she knows the difference between real harassment and just people not liking her. And then she has the nerve to talk about heinous behavior going unpunished. Babe, you just doxed your ex. You don't get to take the moral high ground here. If we're keeping score, leaking someone's medical records is way worse than some rando in the comments saying you should have stayed in prison. But of course, in Gypsy's world, her actions don't count. Only the ones against her do. So, yeah, this whole anti-cyberbully crusade of hers, it's giving selective outrage. She wants sympathy when it's her feeling attacked, but has no problem dishing out actual harm when it suits her. And that's the real issue here, Ed.
Kind of going into the topic of, okay, should kids even be on social media? Okay, I remember when Facebook came out, wasn't it like 18 that you had to have, you had to be 18 to have a Facebook? And then I'm not sure if I was looking to what are the age guidelines for TikTok and Instagram, but I think that there needs to be a conversation had that where's the accountability on the parents? Okay, I know that I, for one, don't want my daughter on social media at 12 and 13. Yeah. And
Gypsy Rose's selective love for freedom of speech, she's all about it when it's her talking. If she thinks someone's dumb, she'll say it. If she doesn't like what you did, oh, she'll definitely say it. But the second anyone dares to criticize her, suddenly it's cyberbullying, harassment, and you're ruining my life. And let's not forget, she still hasn't taken a single second to acknowledge what she did to Ryan. Releasing his medical records, that wasn't just messy, that was calculated. She wanted to humiliate him. Full stop. But sure, Gypsy, you're the victim here. Then there's the whole just live a quiet life argument she loves throwing around. Okay, but if the internet is so toxic and unbearable, why didn't she just disappear after prison? Instead, she chose to do a reality show. chose to build a social media brand, chose to monetize her story. But now that people have opinions, leave me alone. Like, girl, you ran toward the spotlight. You don't get to cry about the heat now. And don't even get me started on her whole "if you don't want gossip, stay offline" speech. The irony is thick. She's literally telling people to log off while she's out here posting constantly, doing interviews, and trying to stay relevant. If she truly believed that, she'd have dipped from social media the second she got out. But no, she wants the clout and the sympathy. Then there's the "I'm a mom, I don't have time to filter comments" excuse. Okay, but what exactly is taking up all her time? She doesn't have a 9-to-5. She's not grinding at some corporate job. She's literally just existing online. And if she's such a free speech advocate, why are her comments turned off? Why does she lose it every time someone makes a video about her? It's giving "rules for thee, not for me." At this point, it's hard not to see the pattern. Gypsy wants all the perks of fame, money, attention, a platform, but none of the accountability. She'll dish it out, but can't take it. And honestly, that's fine. Plenty of influencers are like that. But at least own it. Don't act like you're some helpless target when you're the one who keeps stepping into the ring.
It's so much bigger than just kind of like, okay, I want my child to have a touch grass kind of childhood, a real childhood with toys and makeup and all the things that, growing up in the 90s that we had. So it goes beyond that, but it's just basic smart parenting.
I'm sorry, I thought we were having a nostalgia moment. But you don't have any nostalgia moments. Your childhood was awful. As in referring to the 90s, like that's the kind of childhood that you want your daughter to have. Implying that you had a good childhood. And I'm going to touch on a few things, because you said this whole thing is about cyberbullying, but yet the people that you associate yourself with on social media platforms are bullies. They pick apart looks, they make fun of people, they make AI generated, they do all kinds of things. And it's okay as long as they're doing it for you. And the reason why you catch so much flack on the internet is because you lie. And then you lie again, and you continue to lie. And people have a real problem with the lying.
And then she hits us with the "you don't know what someone's going through" angle. Girl, we do know what you went through. We do know you plotted your mother's murder and manipulated your then-boyfriend into doing it. That's not some vague, misunderstood backstory. That's documented. So when she tries to play the "be nice, you never know someone's breaking point" card, it's hard not to roll your eyes. Like, yes, Gypsy, we do know what you're capable of when pushed. That's kind of the whole reason people are so obsessed with you. But the real kicker, when she starts acting like calling someone stupid online, is basically handing them a loaded gun. Words can make people unalive themselves. Okay, yes, cyberbullying is real and awful, but let's not pretend that every mean comment is a potential death sentence. This feels less like genuine concern and more like emotional blackmail. If you criticize me, you're responsible for my mental health. Nah, people are allowed to have opinions, even harsh ones, without being guilt-tripped into silence. And then she brings up her baby. "I don't want my daughter to deal with this." Okay, first of all, if you're that worried, maybe don't make her existence part of your public redemption tour. Hiding her face now doesn't mean much when you know the second she's visible, the internet will have thoughts. And let's be real, kids shouldn't be on social media because their parents keep putting them there. You're already setting her up for a lifetime of scrutiny. Gypsy, so maybe don't act shocked when it happens. It's just all very convenient. She wants sympathy, she wants control over her story, but she doesn't want to actually own the fact that people are always going to have opinions about her, and not all of them will be nice. And that's the risk you take when you stay in the public eye. So is this really about awareness, or is it just another way to play the victim?
I had, Barbie dolls. Like, I had toys growing up.
Yeah.
And so, Mama preferred that I not play with Barbie dolls. She didn't want me to see the anatomy, no matter how poorly scaled, of a woman.
There you have it, guys. Gypsy put out another vlog, which means another contradiction. In the first clip, Gypsy was telling Ken that she had Barbie dolls and all sorts of toys when she grew up, but in the second clip, it's in her book, My Time to Stand, she's sharing with us that she was not allowed to have Barbie dolls because her mother banned them. So what do you guys think? Do you think this is absolutely crazy how much contradictions Gypsy's giving us? And I don't know which one to believe anymore. We always get 2, 3, 4 sides of the story. So let me know, guys.
Oh, and let's talk about this whole advocate persona she's been pushing since she got out. Like, okay, Gypsy, we get it. You say you want to be the voice for abuse victims, Munchausen by proxy awareness, prison reform, blah, blah, blah. But where's the actual work? Where are the fundraisers, the partnerships with organizations, the anything beyond just talking in YouTube videos? It's all performative. She drops these big declarations like, this is my mission now, and then crickets. Meanwhile, actual advocates are out here grinding, doing the unpaid labor to make real change, while she just uses the idea of advocacy to rehab her image. Convenient, huh? And the hypocrisy on accountability? Woo! She's out here demanding that random internet strangers watch their words and be held responsible for what they say about her. Meanwhile, what about her actions? Where's her accountability for how she treated Ryan Anderson? For allegedly getting Nina fired over petty drama? For that whole salon-centric mess where she publicly dragged an employee who was just doing their job and then acted like she was the victim? She's quick to cry bullying when it's directed at her, but when she ruins someone's livelihood or trashes people online, suddenly it's, oh, I'm just navigating life. Girl, please. And these wild claims she keeps making, I get death threats. People come to my house. They want to unalive me. Okay, if that's true, that's horrifying and nobody deserves that. But where's the proof? Where are the police reports, the screenshots, the anything besides her just saying it in videos? Because let's be real, Gypsy has a history of bending the truth when it suits her. So, until she shows receipts, it's hard not to side-eye these dramatic statements, especially when she uses them to deflect from valid criticism. And the I'm just an everyday person act? BFFR. She wants to be treated like a celebrity when it benefits her. Free PR, brand deals, special treatment at stores. But the second things go wrong, suddenly she's just a normal girl trying to survive the public eye. No, ma'am, you don't get to play both sides. You're not some innocent bystander. You're a convicted murderer who's now trying to rebrand as a social media personality. And the way she weaponizes victimhood to dodge responsibility is exhausting. At this point, it's clear she's more interested in clout than actual change. She'll cry harassment when it gets her sympathy, but when it comes to owning up to her own mess, silence. She'll demand respect as an advocate, but where's the advocacy? It's all talk, no action, and people are starting to see right through it.
Gypsy Rose Blanchard recently posted a video about cyberbullying where she specifically calls me out by name as well as some other content creators. She stated that we make up lies and rumors about her, which could not be further from the truth. I do not make up lies and rumors about Gypsy Rose Blanchard. I post videos about true crime, celebrity news and gossip, and stories in the media. I don't make things up. I report on things that have already been publicly shared, whether that's in a TV show, your own social media pages, or in the news. And the real kicker, Gypsy, is that you personally messaged me information on Ken's ex-girlfriend, wanting me to go look at her social media profiles and basically dox her by putting that information out there.
Oh, and then she really leans into the whole First Amendment, I have a right to speak my mind thing. And sure, legally, absolutely. But here's the thing, Gypsy, so does everyone else. You want to post your little TikToks, your glam selfies, your new chapter content? Cool. But you don't get to then clutch your pearls when people respond with, actually, I think you're sketchy as hell, and I don't trust this redemption arc. That's the trade-off. The internet isn't your personal fan club. If you're going to put yourself out there as this big public figure, you don't get to control the narrative. People are allowed to think you're messy. They're allowed to call you out. And yeah, sometimes they're gonna be mean about it. Welcome to fame. But here's where it gets really frustrating with Gypsy. She acts like the backlash is just random hate, like people are bullying her for no reason. No, girl. People are upset because of very specific things she's done. Like, let's not just breeze past the fact that she leaked her ex's private medical records because she was mad at him. That's not just messy, that's unethical, that's illegal in some cases. But she brushes it off like, oh, we weren't having fun anymore, tee-hee. No, that's not just drama. That's a major violation, and it shows a real lack of accountability. You don't get to weaponize someone's personal struggles just because you're salty. And then she wraps it up with the classic, people are just tearing me down because they're miserable. Oh, please, people aren't criticizing you because they're bored. They're criticizing you because you keep making questionable choices and then acting shocked when there's backlash. She's constantly reporting comments, trying to get videos taken down, crying cyberbullying, when half the time, it's just people saying things she doesn't like. Newsflash, disagreement isn't harassment, criticism isn't bullying. And if you're going to live your life online, you've got to accept that not everyone's going to kiss your ass. The real issue? She wants all the perks of being an influencer. The clout, the platform, the attention, but none of the accountability that comes with it. You can't have it both ways, Gypsy. Either own your mess or log off. But this victim act is getting old.
Here's the thing though, Gypsy. You chose to go public. You chose fame. You chose to be on reality TV, to monetize your life story, and to be a social media influencer. People are naturally going to talk about that and give their opinions on it. And when they do, that's not bullying, it's commentary. So if commentary bothers you that much, then maybe the spotlight isn't where you belong. You don't get to silence other people for doing what you invited the world to do, which is watch. And don't get me started on all of the things that you and your best friend have done on social media.
Okay, let's be real for a second. Gypsy Rose is out here acting like the internet owes her kindness, and I'm just like, since when? Nobody is obligated to think she's smart, likable, or even sympathetic. People are allowed to say, you're dumb, or I hate what you did, or I don't buy your redemption arc. That's not harassment. That's free speech. She's out here clutching her pearls over mean comments like, oh no, someone called me stupid. Meanwhile, she's forgetting that the same First Amendment she's hiding behind to tell her story also protects people who criticize her. And let's talk about her whole I was silenced for 24 years narrative. Okay, sure, what happened to her was horrific, and no one should ever go through that. But now she's acting like because she finally has a voice, everyone else should shut theirs off if they disagree with her. The hypocrisy is wild. She can post videos, do interviews, and monetize her story, but the second someone says something she doesn't like, it's cyberbullying, please. Then there's her whole move on speech. Nothing will bring Dee Dee back, so just drop it. And yeah, that's true, but it's also kind of cold. Like she's acting like the public should just forget she conspired to kill her mother because she served her time. But here's the thing. Serving time doesn't erase the crime, and it doesn't mean people have to forgive or forget. The original creator who called her out wasn't wrong. That is a pretty heartless way to frame it. And then she tries to play the I'm unbothered card, saying stuff like, when people call me the N-word, I just laugh and ask if they can do better. Okay, so you're not bothered, but you're still making whole videos about how bothered you are? Pick a struggle. She wants to have it both ways. To my loved ones, I'm just Gypsy. But to the public, yeah, I'm a criminal, so what? And that's fine, but she can't then turn around and demand the public treat her like some innocent victim. You don't get to profit off your notoriety and act shocked when people have opinions about it. At the end of the day, if she wants to live a quiet life, she could log off. But she won't, because let's be honest, the drama keeps her relevant, and that's the real tea.
Gypsy Rose Blanchard was not a victim of her mother. Her mother was a victim of her. The court documents were released, and if you actually read through them, they're astonishing and shocking. Gypsy admitted in a video to Nicholas Godejean, the man that she used with a low IQ, autism, and other mental health issues that was collecting permanent disability.
Gypsy Rose is out here preaching about morality like she's suddenly the authority on doing what's right. She says becoming a mother has changed her, that she wants to teach her daughter to always do the right thing, even when it's hard. Really? That's rich coming from someone who planned her mother's murder instead of, I don't know, calling the police, running away, literally any other option. And let's not forget, she's out here living her best life, doing interviews, building a platform, while Nick Godejohn, the guy she manipulated into doing the actual killing, is still sitting in prison with a life sentence. But sure, Gypsy, you're the one giving life lessons now? Then there's the whole move forward speech. Oh, that's cute. You can move forward because you walked free after 8 years, but Nick doesn't get that luxury. And Dee Dee, well, she definitely can't move forward because she's dead. Because of you. So maybe pump the brakes on the whole let's all heal narrative when you're the one who set this whole thing in motion. And don't even get me started on her acting like the victim of online bullies when she's literally a convicted felon who admitted to orchestrating a murder. Like, sorry, but if you're going to monetize your crime story, don't be shocked when people have opinions. You don't get to play the sympathy card and the empowerment card at the same time. The whole thing just reeks of hypocrisy.
All the credit for this one goes to Gypsy's new mama on TikTok. She found it first. I had to Google it and check. I know she's credible, but I just couldn't believe it. It's real though. Gypsy Rose has now been picked up by Gotham Artists. She is a public speaker for them now, where you can hire her for your next event. For $5,000 to $10,000, Gypsy can come speak to you about inspiration, motivation, and overcoming an 8-year prison stint for unaliving her mom. Isn't that nice? She's even willing to go to elementary schools to talk to the kids about bullying, because we all know she is such a strong advocate against bullying. Because she stood up to her friends like Bree and Dreamer, oh God, even Ken, about how they bully everyone around them. But you know, if you want to hire her, here you go. I think we all know what to do. I think Gotham Artists needs reminded that Gypsy Rose Blanchard is in no way, shape, or form an artist in any way. She might be an actress, but not a legit one. And she definitely is nothing with motivation.
She wants redemption? Fine. But acting like she's some reformed saint while downplaying what she did? Nah. And the fact that she's out here scolding people like she has the moral high ground? Please. What do you think? Is Gypsy Rose really changed, or is this just another performance? Drop your hottest takes below, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more messy drama breakdowns.